Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here, and happy Thursday to you. Now, this month is National Egg Month, and we're almost to the end of it. And I love eggs. That's one of the things I really, really like. Well, I guess I always said about everything, that I really like everything. But this morning, or this afternoon, I'm gonna make a nice brunch pirogue for you. That's right, we're gonna make a breakfast boat. And you know, in Louisiana, we call it a pirogue when you take it in the bayous because it's flat on the bottom, because that way you can get through the shallow waters. So what I have in the pan, and I got started a little bit earlier, I sauteed some bacon, and I took it out of the pan, and now I'm sauteing spinach in that little bit of drippings that the bacon rendered, okay? And I just want to get this spinach cooked down just a little bit. It's almost there. All right, because this is going to go on the inside. We can almost turn this fire out right now. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and turn you off. You know, spinach, it looks like so much in the pan to start, but when it starts cooking down, it wilts and it cooks down to pretty much nothing. All right, so the fire's off. What I have here, I have softened cream cheese. Now, I decided to use, this is a pepper jack that I'm going with. Also, I'm going to use some Parmesan cheese. Now, I had about 2 cups of the pepper jack, a cup of the Parmesan, 8 ounces of the cream cheese. Now, this is something where you make it personal, okay? If you like mozzarella, you could do mozzarella with the Parmesan, or you could do mozzarella with maybe a little Gruyere if you want, just a little sturdier, you know, another depth of flavor. But use the cheese that you like. And basically, all we're going to do is kind of mash this together. That's why it's important. You take that cream cheese out so it has time to soften up, okay? And it just takes a little work. But whatever cheese that you like, that's the one to go with, okay? And I tell you what, if you don't want to use a shredded cheese, when I show you what we're going to do, you could use a sliced cheese if you like, and just lay it in slices, you know. I love a pepper jack cheese, the jalapeno cheese. There's a habanero cheese now. I love all of those that you can find shredded, okay. Look, that's pretty much all we want. See how that comes together just real nice. Just want to get that mixed in. Now, what I have here, I have taken a piece of brioche. What I've done, I've taken the knife and I've cut the top off. I thought I bought brioche. What is this, baby?
Just an Italian loaf.
It's an Italian loaf, Monica tells me. I thought I bought a brioche. It's an Italian loaf. Yes, dear. So basically, I cut the top off, and once I cut the top off, I cut it in half and I cut it in strips. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this in just a minute. I also, if you notice, I pulled out all that interior of the bread, all right? We pulled that out, and now we're going to take our cheese. And we're just going to spread this out in the bottom here. So this is why, if you want to use cream cheese on the very bottom, then you could do a sliced cheese over the top. So you can see we're building some foundation in this. This pirogue is going to have a whole lot of flavor to it. But this is something where, you know, this is one of those family type dishes where all the family's there at the table. Everybody can just get together there and sit around and munch on it. Or actually, you could probably munch on this by yourself. Oh, yeah. Now, depending on how much you want to put in, it's totally up to you, okay? But I just like to press that in really good. All right? Now, what we have left over, we could go ahead and put this in the refrigerator because we could use this in something else. We could go ahead, if we want, once this bakes off, we could put a little bit of this on the top and run it back in the oven just enough for it to melt on the top, just a different texture. So let's take our spinach, and all we're going to do is take our spinach. Wait, I'm going to come around and show you. I'm sorry to block you all with the pan. All we want to do is take our spinach, spread it out, okay? Now, I didn't season this spinach, okay? So now at this point, we can take a little bit of salt. We'll take a little bit of Creole seasoning. All right. And now for the eggs. Let's go ahead and grab our eggs. And all we're going to do is crack our eggs right on the top. You can make a little well if you want to crack those eggs in. You could do 4 or 5 eggs. Totally up to you how many eggs you want to get in this. Oh, come on over. Come on, don't go over the side. Don't go over the side. It's going over the side. Why are you doing that? Look at that one. Bad egg, bad egg. All right? You know, there's always one. There's always one. Here, let me make a little river there. That way it can go down in that little gully right there. Let's get another one right here. And of course, that one's going to go in the gully. And you know what, gang? I don't think we have room for that 5th one. But hey, that's okay. We can put it on. We can get it in there later if you want to go ahead and put it in. But that bacon that we've taken and cooked, let's take our bacon and sprinkle our bacon all around. Now, of course, with those eggs on the top, just a tiny bit of salt right on top of those eggs. The bacon has a little bit of salt to it, okay? But you can see where I'm going with this, all right? All right. We get that there? Now, the other thing is I'm doing it with bacon. If you want to take a little breakfast sausage, you could do some breakfast sausage in there, break it up and put it in and with the eggs. If you don't want to do sausage at all, you don't have to do any kind of meats in it. But do whatever you want. You know, I was talking with a friend, and I don't know how we got on this subject about Spam. You know, in Hawaii, they use a lot of Spam. I wish you all could see Monica's face right now. Because when I said Spam, she went, that is something she's never had with Spam. So we were talking about how when he was asking me what I was going to do this week, I told him I was making like a breakfast pirogue, and he says, oh man, he says, what kind of meat? I said, I'm going to do some bacon. He says, you know, I just came back from Hawaii. Man, I had a lot of Spam. Well, this was a few months ago he came back. But hey, that'll work. But let me show you something. Remember our bread? Take your bread. Now, you could do this with butter if you want. You could melt some butter and pour it over here. Let's just take a little olive oil. Drizzle that with olive oil. Use a little garlic powder. And all we're going to do is just toss this. Now, the oven is set at 400 degrees, okay? This is going to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, depending on how you like your eggs, depending on how long you can let this cook. If you need to go longer, hey, that's fine. But typically 20 minutes, it'll be soft. Now, I like to put these on in about the last 10 minutes of cooking because this will crisp up and you can use this to dip down in there and use it as a dip. Or just go ahead and slice it and serve it on the plates that way. But you know, I have one that I put in the oven just before we started. Let me show you how it looks because it should just be about there. Just be about ready. Oh, look how pretty. Now, I love an egg I love an over easy egg. That's where the yolks are still soft. Of course, if you want, when you break your eggs in, crack your yolks. You know, you heard of an over easy egg. Well, with the yolks broken and they cook a little firmer, that's like an over hard. So if you don't like a runny yolk, go ahead and break your yolks. And that way when they cook. The other option with this, if you want to do something different, if you don't like eggs like this at all, go ahead, put everything in, except the eggs, slip it into the oven, scramble some eggs. So when it comes out, now you can run your scrambled eggs right along the top of it. If you don't want to do, and Monica's looking at me funny again, all right? She's not an egg eater, gang. I love eggs any kind of way they are. But here, this is great. I have a little cilantro here. You can do cilantro or parsley, just as a little garnish. And you can see all I did, I put this on a sheet pan with a little foil underneath it. So this is a great morning starter where now you can just dip that on in. These are nice and crispy to dip in. So here's my breakfast pirogue to help you get started for brunch this Sunday. Now, I gotta give you a little tease because if you're gonna do brunch Sunday, I have something for you coming up Saturday that's gonna be wonderful with this. That's gonna be a little bit of dessert to give you a nice little sweet treat. So I hope you have yourself a great day. I hope you're staying safe. For WWL-TV, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and hopefully I'll see you Saturday so we can finish up this brunch menu. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that pirogue.